I will go to the next item, which is communication from the public. And we got 3 cards here. John. Sorry. Who's? John Koff, is there? Oh, John Cole. I'm sorry, John. I didn't see you back there. Yeah, you can go first. Then we'll have Ed Cummings and Connie Brickville. John Scott has the timing cards.
Yes, I do. So the yellow card means you have a minute left, and the red card.
This will take a minute and a half tops. So. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is John Cole. I live at 401 Virginia Lane and have been doing so for over 50 years. I'll just put it that way. Today I would like to offer a proposal to eliminate the debt that the city has right now. And basically I'll read fairly verbatim from what I've handed out to each one of you. When I began what began to pique my interest concerning Friendswood's debt issue was the fact that the city manager of Friendswood, at the time I only had the budget up to 2017-18. I didn't have the current one with me. So that one said that he had a salary that paid him more than the President of the United States. Over $500,000 is what he was being paid. And of course, the President's being paid $400,000. The city's debt in the early 1980s, by contrast, when Ralph Lowe was mayor and Bruce Branham was one of the council members, was less than $1 million, 1982, 83. The population of Friendswood was approximately 13,000 at that time. Presently, 2019, the population of Friendswood is approximately 38 to 40,000. Regarding the proposal to eliminate the city's growing debt, here's a recommendation. In order to maintain the same level of city services with these proposed temporary cuts to the budget, city services will remain at the same level. Full-time city employees' salary and benefits will be decreased by 50% for 5 years. This includes personnel services and benefits. Part-time and seasonal employees will not be affected by these cuts. Moreover, these financial and temporary changes will provide a $20 million budget relief annually that can be applied completely to eliminating the city's debt that stands presently at over $80 million. What this will look like, with the savings of $20 million each year for 5 years from the full-time employees with salary and benefits, this will allow the city to do 2 things. First, the total city debt will be eliminated. Second, the city can have some type of account set aside to where the budget surplus can be used to complete, for example, extra city projects that are outside of the budget. Road and sewer construction repair, perhaps the renovation and payment by the city by the surplus of the budget cuts to the old junior high so that it can be used for future city buildings versus buying new land, building new buildings, and going into debt to do that. In other words, the city of Friendswood, from these changes, will be able to function from a budget surplus and not a lingering and growing debt. As I said, back in the early 80s, it was less than $1 million. It was approximately 920,000. Now it's over 80 million. I will be happy to explain this more in detail if you, as a council and mayor, would like an extended presentation regarding this important issue, and has my contact information at the bottom.
Thanks, Dr. Cole. Sorry I couldn't read your name here on the card. Ed Cummings.
Thank you. I'm a real estate broker really representing the Cleaves. I'm not a citizen of Friendswood. Good friend, I hope. I'll read this because it takes 3 minutes. Thoughts on Avalon at Friendswood. That's the PUD proposal, item number 16. This project began in the summer of 2016. The first issue was access to the Cleaves tract. Through the efforts of Mo, Adam Hill, the Brake Bill, Sherry Angelo, and Steve Chandler, a plan was worked out where the landowners contributed the right-of-way and $600,000. Galveston County financed most of the cost and managed the project, and the city of Friendswood agreed to cover cost overruns. Out of that, Friendswood Lakes Boulevard emerged. Some contributed more than others, some benefited more than others, but everybody benefits: the school system, the fire department, the police department, the community at large. The next requirement was a high-end builder developer. Taylor Morrison is the developer builder of the Avalon product. This was begun about 20 years ago by Taylor Woodrow. It has been extremely sought after and successful. The theme is gates and lakes, perfect for Friendswood and this site. Not only do they build high-end homes, they are high-end community developers. The perimeter design and materials are first class. They will lower the lower the large lake and install a protective membrane to reduce and eliminate erosion of the lakefront. The streetscape will be terrific, I assure you. Quality fencing, landscaping, monumentation, appropriate image for the boulevard. I think the boulevard is going to be a mark in this town. Builders, planners, and developers and architects are all about creating livable and desired space. Bedroom or patio is a space. Friendswood has a defined limit, and it's a space. Avalon at Friendswood will create great spaces, community within the well-defined community of Friendswood. It can be a jewel box on the boulevard. 5 to 10 years from now, people will talk about living north or south of the boulevard, near the big lake or near the small lake, the triangle park or the square park. These are neighborhood clusters, and all of us who worked on it will be proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Connie, Brake Bill?
Mayor Foreman and Friendswood City Council members. I'm here to speak in favor of the requested zoning change from single-family residential to planned unit development. My father bought the tract in 1957. My name is Connie Cleaves Brakebill. My husband David and I chose to raise our family in Friendswood 43 years ago. Since that time, Friendswood has grown and matured and changed like the rest of the country. We live in one of the oldest homes in Friendswood because we value history, we value the traditions that are here. Our children completed kindergarten through 12th grade in the schools here, in the FISD schools. We care about seeing a first-class community on one of the few remaining large tracts. That's really why I'm telling you this. We care. We live here. Taylor Morrison's Avalon at Friendswood is that project. We have studied this a long time. We've gone through a number of developers. We've spoken with Friendswood Development in the past. And this is where we have arrived. And we as a family are very satisfied that this is the correct choice for Friendswood. Just a little history. Our dad, Wilbur Cleaves, bought this tract, as I said, in 1957. It's been in ag use most of that time. It was grazed for cattle and then rice farming. Esther Bofeisel, we leased to her for, many years. In the recent times, of course, you couldn't use it for ag use because it was becoming surrounded by other homes. So now here we are, and we've paid our rollback taxes, and we paid $1,000 last week to have some of the property mowed behind West Ranch. We have tried to be good citizens with this tract of land, and we are continuing to try to do that by offering a beautiful subdivision for Friendswood. Beautiful homes, $400,000 and up. We are High Point, in case you don't know, that is a high spot in Friendswood. So I don't think flooding will ever be an issue on this 97 acres, which is good for everyone, but especially the new homeowners. I want to give special gratitude to this council for helping facilitate the road going through the property. Very important, obviously. And thank you to the staff of the Friendswood city workers and everyone who has helped us along the way. Do I have one more minute? 30 seconds? Okay, I just want to be sure and say you have questions. And so with us tonight are Bobby Skinner, and Bob, he's the Vice President of Construction from Taylor Morrison. Bob Kulpinski, who's the Vice President of Sales from Taylor Morrison. Ed Cummings, you met from CBRE. And Catherine Parker, you have met. She knows all the details from Meta Planning and Design. So they are here to answer your questions, because I know you have some. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie.